Hello, friends from the comic and manga world. My name is Hector,
And my name is G.
and we're here to talk to you about our picks for the April 25th, 2022 FOC. For those of you who don't know, G and I work for Penguin Random House, and we manage sales into the direct comic book market around the world. So the books that we talk about here are from those imprints and publishers that we can sell into that market. Also, we want to tell you that aside from this YouTube channel where this video lives, we also have Instagram and Facebook accounts, and we post a lot of news and interesting things from the books that we sell into the market. So we invite you to join us at PRH International Comics. Almost got it wrong again. PRH International Comics, Instagram or Facebook. Okay, so let's get started. And the first pick is mine. It's The Stone King, written by Kell McDonald and illustrated by Tyler Crook. This is from Dark Horse Comics. It's a trade paperback, 1999, and is going on sale May 24th. This is a very interesting story. The illustrator from here, I mean, we recognize Tyler Crook immediately because he illustrates Huracanti. And this is a story. This also was a Comixology digital original, and it was nominated for an Eisner Award as a digital original too. And now it's coming to print for the first time. And it's a story of this land where there's rocks everywhere, and there's a Stone King, and um, there's this sort of village, sort of tries to survive, and the main character, I think her name is Ave. She wants to make her name for herself, and she wants to prove herself as an adult. So she decides to go into the lair of the Stone King and steal some magical moss. But when she goes in there, she finds also this huge stone, precious stone. So she steals it. And of course, there's consequences because, the Stone King is not just going to let her take it. So she puts her village in danger, and now she has to defend her village and save her village from the chaos that she created by doing this. The illustrations are obviously beautiful, as you can see here. I like the premise of the story, and I like that it feels like a world where you could keep building on, and you have even more stories. So I can't wait to read this, and I think it's going to be something that could I don't know if the author decides to do more stories, but it feels like it could be a world that could grow for sure. All right, and then sorry, my presentation is a little bit slow. There we go. Next.
And next up is my pick is Joyama Volume One. This is written and illustrated, and this is by Danielle Isles. This is actually a debut graphic novel by this creator, and this goes on sale May 31st. And this is also by Dark Horse Comics. And this, interestingly enough, the creator is also has a pen name called Dirty Robot. So if
Mhm.
you're on Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube, you'll be able to find the work that this artist and writer does, and their artwork is absolutely stunning and beautiful. This particular story is set in a city by the same name, Yoama, and in the city, there are longtime friends who work together as sort of like soldiers, outright soldiers who are contracted by clients and government officials to shake down organized crime. And then a recently closed case is now opened because of some intel that they receive. And so danger ensues as a result of that. And so you follow their journey as you go through the story here. I just, the, for me, it's the artwork alone that draws me because it's very clean and stunning. It looks like an art piece. Like
Yeah.
just the way that it is drawn, it's so well done. And I just highly recommend checking out the artwork from this creator because it's stunning. I've become a fan just by looking at the work that they've done, and so highly recommend picking this up.
Yeah, I like that it's simple, but it's also very detailed. Like this one with all the architecture, obviously, and there's a lot of detail that goes into it. But it's still, at first look, it looks very simple, very
Mhm.
plain, but it's not. There's a lot of details in there. Um, it's very good.
It's like it's even with that panel right here where they're just sitting there,
Hmm.
it just it gives an impact with what they're feeling and what they're like
Yeah.
what that atmosphere
Well,
is.
yeah,
Even
the facial expressions are amazing,
yeah, it's
obviously.
just it shows a lot in the
Yeah.
simplicity, which I really
Hmm.
enjoy.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Great. And then so next we're gonna go to our picks for covers, Marvel covers for this week. Um and this is my pick. One of my picks is Punisher 3. This is says sorry, cover. And I love this cover. I There's so much to unpack on this cover. There's what seems to be a little boy wearing a Captain American mask, and the description sort of talks about the Punisher and his first kill and the story of his very first kill and all that. So I'm feeling like this is something in out of his head, obviously. Um, so like it'd be interesting to see go into Frank Castle's head for sure. But this is beautiful. The colors are beautiful. The lighting on this is amazing. It's sort of like sort of seeing a little bit of like Game of Thrones look for the throne and all that, or like a very big fancy story throne, but then having this figure with such a serious face and it's such a pose, obviously, it adds a lot of drama to this. I love this cover. I love the colors of it and everything is so well done. Next is yours. Well, next two are yours.
The next two is mine, and my pick is the Devil's Reign Omega issue number 1, and we have the Inhyuk Lee cover. So
Mm-hmm.
this is a must read for fans who've been reading Devil's Reign because this sort of wraps up the crossover event.
Mm-hmm.
But it's necessary to read this issue 1 so you could see sort of like the next era of what's going to happen with Daredevils. So a definite pickup. And I mean, I had to with Inhyuk Lee because
Yes, yeah, we, yeah,
I've been getting his covers for Devil's Reign
yeah.
prior, so like this needs to, or and also with Daredevil. So this is a beautiful, very much the style of Inhyuk Lee with this
Mm-hmm.
one. And then the next cover is a 1 in 50 variant by Alex Maleev. And this is striking to me because of the colors. I love the shadow that's being reflected behind
Yeah,
him. It's just, it also kind of has a painted look to it, which
yeah. I
I
was gonna
enjoy.
say,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
And it's also the if you look and you compare, obviously these suits, both Electras and Daredevils, they're both sort of the new look of their suits, and especially his. And this looks more like the classic
hmm.
One Piece, and has sort of like the, I don't know how do you call that, sort of the underwear kind of outside a little bit. But
Yeah.
it's also the colors on it. Like you said, it's such a, it looks painted. It's very classic and classy at the same time.
Mhm.
So I really like it.
It's like he
Yeah.
lurks in the shadows, but the light is on him.
Yeah, that is good. That is good. And it's such a New York background to it.
Yeah.
Like the only thing that is missing is the rain, because there's always rain in Daredevil
Daredevil
comics.
universe. Yeah.
But still, it's very good, very good. So and next up is my pick. Hulk 7 Chrissy Solo variant. And last week I talked about the Thor, I believe 26. I mean, I have it in the next slide, but that connects to this one. And it's part of the crossover event that's happening with Hulk and Thor, both written by Donny Cates. And so this is the Hulk version of this heart. And then in the next slide, I actually you before I turn to the next one, if you look on the bottom right, you see something
Yeah.
peeking out. And if you're wondering, that is part of Thor's cape, and it
Mhm.
connects perfectly. And you see, maybe I don't know if you could see it, but it's there's a like a thin line in between where the two images connect, and it matches perfectly. So it's 25. I said 26 before. So it's Hulk 7 and Third 25, and they connect perfectly. And these are must. And I love the way Chrissy Zolo in this one, it still keeps the cartooning look that she does, that she's well known for, but it also feels a little bit serious and so well thought out. And you got lightnings on the right, and you have, the Hulk and the Thor logos are perfectly placed, and it's just perfect for me. It's very good. So those are our picks for this week, and then we always end with a little bit of news. And this week, Dark Horse announced that in August they're coming out with 12% Dread by Emily McGovern, and this is described as a high-paced sort of spice of life uh, sort of story about people and what they go through, but and while the sort of day to life day-to-day life, but as they also do not take their face off their phone, uh the phones off their faces. Sorry, I said it backwards. And it's I mean, if you look at other of Emily McGovern's stuff, you know that is very funny, very but also a lot of social criticism, and sort of puts a lot of heart into it at the same time. So I can't wait for this, and I love this cover too.
Mhm.
It's very cool. And then you have to put this book on your face, and you say, "Oh yeah, we do put our phone on our faces all the time."
You could
So,
read a little bit of uh,
oh yeah,
Bloodlust and Bonnets in My Life as a background Slytherin on Emily's website,
yeah,
which recommend checking it out.
yeah. So it gives you a taste of what she's about, and there's a lot of other like cartoons, individual cartoons that she's done that
Hmm.
are amazing. They're really good in there. So highly recommend this one. And that's it. That's all for this week. Thank you so much for watching this video. I do have to mention that the opinions that G and um, the opinions that we make in this video are our own and in no way reflect the opinions of Penguin Random House, its imprints, or its publishers, or that we represent. Thank you. We hope you come back next week. Take care.
Hi, everyone.